Alright, so in this next video, I'm gonna finish setting up my pegs to put them and place them. Okay. Alright, grab that. And I'm gonna spacebar, go into my front view. You'll notice spacebar is my front. You should say front over here. If it doesn't, if it does something like that, right, it shows top view, but the camera is front. This will happen. I'm just gonna click one of these, get back to front, one of these arrows. I'm gonna periodically just remind you guys. Okay, anyway, now I want to make exactly this over here. So how do I do that? So what I'm gonna do is show you another neat tool. Edit, duplicate special, option box. Okay, and I'm gonna make screenshots of that, and I'm gonna dump it in the project folder, which I'll show right now. I'll grab it, chuck it over here, and so, for example, project 1, custom tutorials, a whole bunch, been very busy. Digital bunny clock, click it. I got my videos and a subfolder, important notes, screenshots, click it. And I got here 1 and 2, and bam, all the important information. And click again, click on 2, and boom. Right. Okay, so that's where it's gonna be at. Alright, so I got here duplicate special options. What is all this? Well, I'm gonna make a duplicate, right? So what's the big deal? I could just do Control D as in David, and it'll make a copy. Well, this one is a special options. So I'll show why it's special. Now, I'm going to show you why, but first let's look at some things about it. I want to make it a instance, right? And God, stop it. Yeah, instance. Right. Alright, so I'm gonna go under so I made an instance, and just in case, go to edit, reset settings, right? This is as default. Again, main important thing is instance, number of copies to 3, and apply, close. As you can see, everything's named out, and which is why it's important to name things, because it automated all the naming conventions as well. From here, I'm gonna grab peg number 2. I'm gonna, because it's within the first one, on top of it. I'm gonna grab the red arrow, X, pull it. Right, so carefully, right? Whatever you do, don't just mindlessly grab it, say, from here and do things like that. You have to be really neurotic and just grab it by the end handle tips of the arrow, chuck it over. Spacebar, into my front, and move it like that. I just want to make sure. So I grab peg 01. I'm going to look at its translate Z, because left to right is your translate Z. God damn. Right? So peg 1, translate Z is at 0.629. I'm just gonna click on it and do Control C as in C as in cow, Control C, and then click on Peg 2. I'm gonna click on Translate Z and do Control V as in Victor to paste it. Oh, excuse me, that was not the right number. It's actually, when I click on this peg, right, peg 1, it's Translate X, not Translate Z. Translate X is my left to right, whereas Translate Z is my forward and or back. Right. So peg 1, Translate Z is 1.248. Right, 1.248. So peg 2 has to be a negative 1.248. Right, a negative, because this is in the positive 1.248. Right, spacebar. Anything going this way is positive. Anything going this way is negative. Hence, a positive 1.248. This one, a negative 1.248. All right, it's getting exciting. Okay, so I had also moved this a bit, so ignore that. Yeah, pretend it's right here for peg number 3. Just pretend. And I'm gonna move peg number 3 back in space, and you'll notice Translate Z updates. See, Translate Z. And I'm gonna spacebar, zoom in. I'm in my side view, press 4, and right around here. Okay. Spacebar. I'm gonna look around. Okay, they're a bit too close. This one seems to be. Yeah, I'll fix that. I'm just thinking about the positioning of my pegs. So, alright. And you notice also, you see how this line, right? These pegs are within the boundary lines. These boundary lines are important because they are the transition points. See the curve? Whereas this guy's out of bounds. Alright, I gotta do some minor tweaking. So from here, what should we do? I'm in my right view right now. Spacebar. How do I work with this then? Well, I'm in my side view. I'm gonna chuck this over, just see how it looks like. Okay. I'm gonna grab these pegs, 1, 2, and 4, because they're overlapping. I'm in my side view. I'm gonna make sure that they're within bounds. See this line? That's my boundary where it cannot cross. Cannot cross over here either. So spacebar. I'm just taking a look to see. See, I have to remind myself not to be tunnel vision and pigeonholed into just going strictly by the sketches. because I had to consider what it looks like in 3D world. Do I accept this? Well, I think the pegs are kind of really too close to each other, and a lot of that is because of the scaling of the peg. So I'm gonna grab that one. Okay. Press 4. Press F to frame it properly. And I'm gonna try to scale it from the center. Oh, that's the wrong one. I grabbed the wrong. Peg 4 is still inside 1. Yeah, I gotta move that out of the way. So grab peg 4. Wait, slow down. Peg 3. Let's get the coordinates for peg 3. All I did, move peg 3 over here, right? So your numbers may vary a little bit, but for the most part, it needs to be within bounds of this line. Okay, good. Now peg 4, right, which is overlapping. You know what? I'm gonna grab peg 3. I'm gonna highlight all of. I'm gonna highlight my Z. I'm gonna copy Z, right, for peg 3. I'm gonna click on my peg 4 within my outliner. Remember to name these. And I'm going to, for peg 4, which is on top of the original peg, it's translate Z, right? Moving back in space. I'm gonna paste it. See that? And enter. Right? Because what I did was I grabbed my peg 3 and I got its translate Z coordinates. Control C to copy that. And then peg 4, which is already here, right? I just pasted it. And now it's in place. Now I want to know what's my coordinates for peg 2, which is on this side, right? It's a X coordinate. It's left to right. Well, its X coordinate, I have a negative 1.248. So I'm gonna click in here, double click, or so it's all blue, and do Control C as in cow, Control C to copy, and I'm going to grab my peg 4 here. It's right now it's overlapping, right? So make sure I grab peg 4. These have to be named. And I'm going to go into its translate X and do a Control V as in Victor to paste it in and hit enter. There you go. I have all of it there. Okay, so everything's in there. But the issue is they're scaled a bit too big width-wise, hence they look overcrowded. And just in general, there's going to be differences between the sketch and the real model. So we have to kind of adjust on the fly in modeling. So what I'm going to do, okay, so what I'm going to do is show you why that duplicate special is important, and that duplicate special where I had you guys click on the instance, right? Remember? So I'm going to show you why that instance is important. Okay. So on 1 second. Wait, 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. So why is it important? Why was the instance important, right? Well, I'm gonna select this, right? And main thing is that your pivot point is down here, right? I made sure that I covered that, so make sure your pivot point is down here. If you don't have it here, it's not gonna work. So my pivot point is down there, right? And for peg 1, okay, make sure it's peg 1, your original. I'm gonna hover over it, hold down the right mouse button and choose vertex mode, right? And I'm going to just from the outside left click and drag to get a marquee, and marquee, drag and select all of that. And you notice how all these guys, my copies, they light up. And okay, don't do anything just yet. Press space bar, and I'm gonna go space bar into my front view, right? I'm gonna press D as in David once, just once. Don't hold it down, just click on D as in David just once. Activate, which activates the move tool, activates the move pivot tool. Okay, now I'm going to carefully look here, right? And I'm going to carefully look down here, right? So I'm going to use these two views to coordinate just to make sure. This part is important. So my move pivot tool is live because it looks like this, right? And I'm in my front. Now I'm gonna hold down V as in Victor. I hold down V as in Victor. This green arrow right here, make sure you have the arrow tip. I'm gonna left click on it and I'm gonna hold it down, right? I'm gonna hold my left click when I click on this this arrow. Click on it, hold it, drag it down, all the way down to here. You see that all the way down. See, it's gonna snap, 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 right? Make sure it snaps it down there, all the way down. Let go, zoom in. You'll notice it is way down here. Make sure it's not here or here, way at the bottom. And if I look closely, you'll see it is way at the bottom. Press W just to make sure to get out of that tool. Press W to get out of that tool. Alright. Now, all that hassle, right? I'm going to press R as in Robert for my scale. Then I'm going to scale from the center, right here, this guy. Not this, just this over here from the center. Right, I'm gonna scale. Okay, maybe that was a bit too much. Okay, I have to just take a look at it. Maybe that's a bit too much. So maybe I'm gonna do that. Okay, space bar, press 5. Right. Hey, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna scale. Yeah, let's just. We'll scale a little bit back up, just a bit. What's that? Yeah, perfect. Okay. So you have to eyeball it too and use your best judgment. I personally like this. There's no numbers to dial in, it's just all visual. And then from here, right, here's my peg 1. I'm going to hover over it, right click and hold, go to vertex mode. Press 4. And I'm going to left click outside, and drag and select all of that. As you can see, all the copied are instances where they will update automatically off of peg 1. I'm going to pull up and make sure it intersects. Right click, object mode, get out of it. Alt 5, bam. Space bar. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab all of peg 1 and 2, move it up to here, grab peg 3 and 4, zoom in, I'm in my side view, move it over here. I got nice spacing. I'm looking at my silhouette so that it breathes well visually. So it goes space, 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 design wise, space, 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 design wise. And yeah, there's that. There's some more things I want to do, but for now, this is okay. I also want to point something out. You'll notice my image reference, they're gone. They're here, right? And you see it being selected, but they're all disappeared. And in my reference images display, it's V as in Victor or V as in visual is on. So what happened to them, right? And I'm pretty sure this will happen to some of you guys as well, where, you know, like I said, what happens is under, this is good to know as well, under show, right? Viewport, meaning this viewport that we're looking through, you have all of these, basically it's a list of what you can have as being shown or what you want not being shown, right? So show viewport, I'm gonna click on this to tear it off. For example, let's say I want to hide my polygons. Well, in this viewport, under polygons right here, see? And speaking of the image references, I had accidentally clicked on the hotkey for it, which is Alt 5. There. So I must have pressed Alt 4 by accident when I was pressing Alt 5 to turn the wireframe on shaded. See that? And accidentally I pressed Alt 4. So yeah, that's what that is. I need to make a note on that and post it.